welcome back to another episode of Behind the Blind, brought to you by Tetra Hearing. Be sure to check them out at tetrahearing.com. Speaking of Tetra Hearing, as you should know full and well, we are giving away a set of Alpha Shields from Tetra. Be sure to be subscribed to the Heartland Waterfowl YouTube, comment on these videos, comment on the hunt videos from this past week, and that will set you up to win a set of Alpha Shields. We will be picking that winner on the drive home and announce that on an IG story, a YouTube short. So be sure to be watching because we're announcing that winner today. We're doing something a little different. Man, yesterday was kind of like things went well in the beginning, and then throughout the night, things just kind of got messed up. It's strange. So we can start with yesterday's hunt, I guess. We didn't go out till I think we started setting up at like 10:30.
Yeah, got a little extra sleep yesterday, which was nice. So, like, you would think that yesterday was going to kick off to like this great start because we got a little extra sleep, and then the hunting was great, and then things started to fall apart.
Yeah, some technical difficulties.
Yeah. Literally, like the worst thing that could happen if you were us.
Correct.
Happened.
So if you're watching this and you're thinking, well, that's weird, I didn't see a hunt from yesterday. That is because when we got back to the house here and Dakota started to dump footage, there was no possible way to get the footage off the card. While we were hunting at the end of our hunt, we had an error message, and if you guys film out there or do anything camera related and you've had this happen to you, let us know, because we made a few phone calls, and a corrupted card like this has not happened to anybody that we know, but it just basically the camera kind of froze, and then it popped up with an error message that said card can't be accessed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was game over from there. There's no more using that card. We thought, okay, that's okay. Swapped to a different card, no big deal, and got back and can't access the information on the card.
The unfortunate part is that card had all of our footage, as in interviews, set up, and then
some really cool bird footage.
90% of all of our bird footage for the day. So it was like not just the card, but the card that we needed. So it hurt.
And it sounds like we'll be able to send it off,
get it recovered,
and get the footage back for the full episodes coming out in summer of 24. But unfortunately, you're not going to get a YouTube video very quickly until we get that sent off. There will be able to be one made.
But if anybody knows anything about card recovery and data recovery and who to send that to, we are looking for recommendations. So hit us up in the comments and let us know if you've ever had a problem like that. And if you have, send us that way, because we need some help here.
It makes you wonder, too, if it just happened, or, I mean, we're in minus 17 degree weather? Like, did the weather play a factor in that card?
Man, I don't know, because
it's a new card, right?
We're in the pits.
Brand new
cameras
card.
aren't like that cold in the pits. You know, they are cold out in the weather, but it's not like the card's exposed to the elements.
Yeah,
I think it's just
popping up to film outside of the blind quite a bit.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
So if you know anything about it, let us know. So sorry, you're not going to get a YouTube video from yesterday, but we can talk about the hunt real quick.
Yeah.
And this will be a quick podcast because it is currently, we're doing one in the morning, which this is the first ever morning one.
Mm-hmm.
After trying to work on stuff last night with the camera and with the playoff win.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a busy night. So it's 7:45 right now. Today it's I think it's like -8 outside. It's kind of spitting some snow. So it's still really cold. So we said, hey, we're going to meet up at 8:30 today and probably end up hunting all day today and then have a very, very long night hunting at night, because these birds don't seem to be flying until 10, 11 or later, just with the cold. Now, yesterday, we didn't even go out till 10:30. I think we started hunting about 11 or so, because it was, my personal coldest day ever goose hunting. You know, the wind chills were like in the -30s when we did that duck hunt, but when we were setting up, the wind chills were -40. I think the actual temperature was -18, like just brutally cold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would be outside of the blind for 5 minutes and quickly realize how truly cold it was. So with all the snow on the ground, we threw a big sleeper rig and probably through, I don't know, 6 full bodies or so. Made like a kind of a couple, 2 main pockets of sleepers with your full bodies, and then a couple small groups around, and it worked good. When the birds started flying, probably from that like noon to 3 time frame, we saw a lot of birds yesterday, which was nice to see. A lot of migrators coming in, which is cool. And the birds that we seemed to really pick on were the ones that would get up off the river, that were already roosted on the river, and then be flying lower. So you could kind of see them come in. They'd be the ones that we really picked on were, you know, I don't know, 40, 50 yards off the ground, flying pretty low. And we broke off a lot of 2 packs, 3 packs. I think we had 2 groups, one especially that I don't know, 20, 30 birds that did it. And they were just sliding right into that pocket we made for them perfectly. Like, it was beautiful with that snow on the ground, so that, you know, you have the light coming up on them. And they looked really, really good.
It's so crazy to me that, you know, like we've been doing this for a long time, filming hunts and stuff like that. But still, like, there's like things that we still learn. And what's cool with the pits is you get in these unique situations where birds kind of like land on this side, or like we were saying, like land in these pockets. And yesterday they kind of were finishing in the same area, but with the pits, like what we've talked about is like sometimes they'll finish to the back of you, sometimes they're at the side, or the wind changes. But the beautiful thing is you get to be able to shoot. But I just think back of whenever we were filming on the tripod, and literally, you know, facing like we do typically, and like you would face the certain way for the wind. But it's so crazy that now we don't do that at all, and because of we're able to get so many more shots on film, and it is crazy to me, because it's like even some of the stuff yesterday, like that single that I shot that came from the back, like that would not have been on film.
Not at all.
There's no way we could have got it on film. But
it was like, everything I could do to be able to swing around fast enough to be able to get it, because he was coming in hot.
Yeah, but it is crazy. It's like, you know, we did that forever, and then last year basically found out that we should do it differently. So yeah, it's still cool that we still like
always constantly learning
and
tips and tricks and
figuring new things out.
Yeah. So all in all, it was a good hunt. We shot 15 birds, and we saw a ton more. So a little bit of high hopes for today. It's just, man, with this weather, the birds just, of course, it's typically like, you know, we're getting up, we're hunting, we're usually leaving by noon or so and trying to get home by 10 p.m. But I think we're going to have to really grind this one out. Now, maybe, I don't know, maybe they start flying heavy at 11 o'clock and we get a good flight and we shoot, you know, a good amount of birds and we can pick up and jet out early. But that one's kind of yet to be seen. So.
Do we have football to watch on our drive?
2 games today. It was fun. It was really fun last night. All the guys came over and hung out at the house, and we ordered a bunch of pizzas and things like that. And so we were able to, Zach was able to bring his kids over and stuff like that. So it's the super fun part about being able to stay here and being able to be here with all the guys that we want to hang out with. Is we had a big football pizza party, and it's a
Chiefs
good time.
Win.
I can't thank
Chiefs win. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the most important.
If the Chiefs would have lost last night,
we'd all be really
we would have been in the biggest of dumps.
Yeah.
Like
card bad. Oh, Q was having a computer issue where he had to like re-download something and stuff. So also that's why we're doing the podcast this morning.
Things were just catching on fire. We're like, oh gosh.
Surprised the house didn't catch on fire.
Like, okay.
But man, we can't thank Aaron and all the other guys here at High Plains enough. And we've said it a million times over, and I'll continue to say it forever. Like, this is one of the most top-notch places that you can come to shoot geese, and it's unique. There's a lot of places you can go and shoot geese and sit in A-frames and do the stuff that we can do around home and stuff. But here, being able to be in the pit blinds and kind of the different situations and hunting along the river and the scenery, it's completely different. If we say it every year, if you guys have never experienced a hunt like that, where you can sit in a pit blind and you can watch these big geese work and you can watch, run traffic on these little birds flying around, it's cool. It's super cool.
Yeah.
So
that what's like super cool about here too is, I think it's a testament to, what they have going on here and their team is. This was unprompted. All 4 of us were just sitting around and we were just going, man, they've got a really good team. Like, they have got a great squad. They've got the right guys, it just they do. They've got a great team here, and all the guides are. I mean, it sounds crazy, but like family to us. I mean,
oh
you
yeah.
know? So, but yeah, they've got a great squad here, and they do it right, legit. I mean,
it's if you're interested, be sure and look them up. High Plains Wing Shooters on Instagram and Facebook. You can also look up their website, get a hold of Aaron or Jen, since we always say that, you know, Jen's the real boss out of all of them. So you may be talking to her, but yeah, if you're interested, and like I said, I highly, highly recommend it. Super fun. And man, we can't thank these guys enough. So I know this one's a kind of a short and sweet, but we're going to hop into a pit here in about, half an hour or so. And you'll see that hunt come up soon. And hopefully we can beat up on a few more geese before we have a nice long drive home.
What's next for the people?
Oh, let's see. It's home time, really. It's mid-January, and with this cold front, I'm sure we got a lot of geese pushed into around home. So we're gonna we were talking about how we're kind of looking forward to being able to be home for 3.5 weeks.
Well,
the
next episode is home too, so it's kind of like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
3.5 weeks.
Yep. So we're just gonna be grinding around and finding some birds at home to be able to hunt, which I know you guys have a few spots that are starting to get loaded up pretty good. I'd say with this cold, it's looking pretty good, and we'll be able to hunt with friends and family and do the home thing. So that'll be coming up here in the next weeks, and then after that, there's one more trip once goose season closes in Missouri, which off the top of my head, I want to say it's the 6th of February. 6th. Then we're going to hop over back to Kansas with Tornado Alley again for the late goose season and finish out the season there. So we got a strong push here, but definitely looking forward to being home and sleeping in our own beds. And I'm sure the wives and girlfriends and families will be happy that we're not
golden retrievers.
Yeah. Those furry little girlfriends you got.
Yeah. Juice.
So again, a big thank you to Tetra Hearing. Be sure to be looking out for our YouTube shorts, Instagram stories, Facebook, things like that, because we will announce a winner after this hunt on the drive home. Again, from all of us here at Heartland Waterfowl, we want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Tetra Hearing. And with that, we will see you guys soon. We're out.
Subscribe and unsubscribe, and then subscribe again. Up and us down here in Evansville. What if I could rap?